Good afternoon, my name is Emma Fawcett and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in Newton Abbey, Belfast, Northern Ireland. Thank you so much for joining me today on Emma's Crafty Space. It's been quite a while since I've been on because I have been enjoying the summer holidays with the kids and my husband, so that is why I haven't been on. So I just thought I'd come on and dip my toes back in my recording skills. Hopefully it's okay for you and you can watch along and follow instructions. This project is not one of my own. It actually belongs to a demonstrator. I'm hoping I'm going to pronounce her name right. I follow her on Instagram and her name is Klein Stempelmeis. I'm hoping that's the right pronunciation. I'm going to try my best and include a link to her Instagram page on this tutorial. As far as I'm aware, I can't find any tutorials or YouTube channel linked to this lady's profile. So I have literally looked at the photograph and I'm hoping that, well, it looks nearly identical. So I'm hoping that you'll be able to follow along to this tutorial. And as I say, all her other projects are absolutely beautiful. So you should definitely go on to Instagram and have a look for her. So this one, I have changed it up a little bit, just in that I've added a bit of colour. In her original one, she did use the hand pen suite, but she's just done a couple of different things. So I've done it a little bit different. So you can see here that there is two pouches here for cards. There's one there and then there's one for that little gift tag. And it is made with that beautiful DSP. It also is a good way to showcase both sides of your DSP as well. Whenever you're making this though, if you are going to have a go yourself, I would definitely advise that you try and pick paper that's not directional, only until you kind of get the right way of it, and then you'll not be getting yourself completely stressed out trying to get your DSP the right way up. This one I actually haven't stuck together yet, so you can see maybe this pink piece is actually not really going the right direction, but for me it was more that I really wanted that piece there in the background just to be more prominent there. But another way I could have folded it, then I would have had that on the front. So as I said, it is just a matter of you even getting a piece of printer paper, for example, and kind of just doing a wee sketch out on it and trying to get it the right way to fold it. But we'll make a start. I'm not going to use the hand penned. I'm actually going to use this DSP, which is a returning favorite in the new seasonal catalogue. So it's called Heartwarming Hugs Designer Series paper. And the reason I have picked this one is because, as you can see, it is not directional at all. So the first thing you're going to do, now I have sized this down, so this is your typical A4 page, although I've made a little adjustment on one of the measurements. So it is 21 centimeters wide, scored at 10.5 centimeters, and then your longer side is 29 centimeters, and then it's scored at 14.5. And then if you kind of have your page sitting like this, I have then cut in that score line to the middle score line. Okay, so as I say, we're going to work with, it's more or less an A4 page. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to grab a bone folder and we're going to grab this corner here, okay, down in the bottom. So I'll just move it up into the shot. And this is after you've done that slice into that center score. So the first thing you're going to do is you are going to, maybe it'd be an idea actually just to gently score all your lines. Okay, so I'm not even going to use a burnisher, I'm just using my hands just so that I'm getting, because the paper's quite busy, it's quite hard to see. Okay, so now I can see my score lines a bit better. So this one, I am going to just put my hand at the score line there, and I'm going to bring this up to meet the score line. Okay, and I am going to use my burnisher here, or my bone folder here, just to give that a nice good clean score. Okay, so that is the bottom right hand corner. Now we're going to go up to the left hand corner, which is this. So my score line is here, so about an inch, and you can use your grid paper for this. So here's about an inch. I'm going to just score or bring this down here. Okay, so that's your main score line there, and we're going about an inch over. Now that can be as big or as small as you want it to be, but I will try not to go any less than an inch. Okay, so we've got that. Then we're going to bring this over here. So hopefully you can maybe see it starting to take shape, and we're going to score there again. Okay, so we're going to move this up, and we're actually going to bring this one down and under like this. Okay, give that another wee score. And then this one here is going to score in there and just kind of wrap around that original one. Okay, so again, bone folder like that, and then that is going to come up there like that, and we're going to score that. So then you're going to put a piece of glue, a little bit of glue down this side and this side. Now I'll take it all apart and I'll talk you through it again, because it is a bit fiddly. Okay, so this is your A4 piece of paper, and you're going to score the short side at 10.5 centimeters and your long side at 14.5 centimeters. Okay, on that long side then you're also going to, on one side, your left hand side, you're going to trim in or cut in to the center score line so that you have this flap here. Okay, first thing you're going to do is you are going to come down here, put your finger as a guide just down to that score line, and bring this up here. Give that a good burnish and a good score. Top left hand corner, we're going to maybe go over about 1 inch here, put your finger there as a guide, bring that in and score across. Okay, the next step is then you are going to bring this over here, give that a good score there and a good score there. Then this half, bottom left, sorry, is going to come under, and you're going to just wrap that around that original little score. Give that a good burnish. Okay, and then you just bring that up, line it up and give it a good score. And that is the basis of your pouch. So the first thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to just make sure that that DSP isn't overhanging that score line, which it isn't. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue these together so they're not flapping about. Okay. So a little bit of glue. We know with Tombow a little goes a long way. So just gluing those two together like that. And then this one along here. You can put a bit of glue in there if you just want to make it a bit more stable. Okay, just press that in your bone folder, make sure it all is all stuck. Okay, now up here again, you can put a little bit of glue here just to make it a bit stable, but you definitely need a little bit along this edge here. Okay, stick those like that. It just means that you're not sticking layers and layers on top of each other and just completely swamping it with glue. So if we do it in stages, then it should be okay. So now we need a little bit of glue here. And we need a little bit of glue all along this edge. Now you could use tape, but if you use tape, you're going to lose some of that size of that pocket for putting your card in. So it's up to you. You just do a narrow card. It's absolutely fine. Okay, so we've done a bit of glue down here and a bit of glue right to the end here. Okay, and then again, use your bone folder. And just let that all adhere nicely. Okay, I'm just going to let that sit for a minute. Now that that's completely stuck, you can see now you've got quite a durable little pouch there. So now your next step is to decorate it, and the only limitation you have here is your imagination. So I'll bring on the original one. So you can see here that the dies there have been used is the Meadow Dies, or the Quiet Meadow Dies. I'm actually going to redo those. So that is a piece of card that I've cut just for that back pouch. Again, you could get some of the Christmas stamps and decorate the corners of it. It measures 13.5 by 9.5, so I just want to taken it down by a centimetre. I'm just going to see if it fits okay. Which it does. So you want a nice snug fit. So that obviously is where you'd be putting your sentiment, and again you can stamp a little sentiment onto it if you want. Then we have this little tag. So again, it's up to you what you put on it. So this is the Tailor made ties, and it's just done in basic white and pear pizzazz for this little ring detail that goes on it. So sticking that down there. And again, you could then go in and put a bit of ribbon around it. So that can go in there like that. Now, if you were going to gift this to someone, you could actually put like attach a gift card or a gift voucher to it, and so whenever they pull that out, they're pulling out the gift card. So this is, now these shapes are just shapes that I have had. I had to recut that one out, but these ones are from Stitch So Sweetly, these two. And then these two are scalloped contours, so they're out of the new annual catalogue, or our most recent annual. I'm just looking, like I needed to stick down that one. So note to self, this is why you have a good old look at it before you start to decorate it. So I'm just sticking that down too. See, even demonstrators make mistakes. So I'm continuing on with the white theme because the paper, the DSP, has white in it. So you could stick that over the front like that. So I'll maybe erase that on dimensionals. Now obviously you have to be careful with this corner here, so I'm actually going to just put my dimensional there, and it means then I know it's not going to overshoot or overhang. I'm going to support the center of that die cut because it is quite big. I don't want it sagging in the middle. And just square this up to make sure I've got it straight. Although with this pattern paper, it's actually quite handy because it does have its own lines on it, so it means then you can keep it straight. Okay, just set that down. And then I'm going to add this shape here. So that is in Mossy Meadow. And just add a little bit of Tombow onto that, and we'll secure that. And I'm going to use Meadow Black just to stamp my greeting. So just put this, use my grid paper just as a guide to make sure I've got it straight. And that greeting is from a lovely little set called Inspired Thoughts. So you can see there, it really covers everything. It really is a good reset to have, and I absolutely love the font on it. So raise this up. Okay, and you can see there's an outside box on this, which then fits this perfectly. Okay, so you leave like that. I'd rather just maybe add a few extra little bits that I've cut out of the Quiet Meadow Dies, or Meadow Dies I think they're just called. And again, you could add in a bit of vellum. It might just give it a bit something extra. Or you cut these down as they are quite big. But it really is just a matter then of arranging them in the way you want. So I didn't want to put Mossy Meadow on Mossy Meadow, so I've cut this one here out in Pear Pizzazz. So I'm going to get my mini dimensionals and just put a couple on that to support that long stalk, because it is quite long. Okay, and peel these off. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the stalk itself so that it's completely secure. So you can see very, very little there. Okay, and set it down, kind of tuck it in there. And you've got your dimensional supporting up here then. Okay, so I'm just going to stick this straight down there like that. nested in behind there. And again, you could put in a couple of wee mini dimensionals just to give it a bit of lift and support. Just be careful where you're placing them because you don't want them to be visible. Just peel off your backs as you go, then you won't be missing any. And again, a bit of glue here and there just for secure it. So I'm going to tuck this in, lift that slightly to get it in. Okay, happy with that. Okay, so the last one is this white one. Now, it's up to you if you want to keep it completely white. I'm actually going to maybe try, well, I'm going to have a go and see what it's like daubered. But again, you could use your blending brushes for this, but I'm just going to do it in real red here. I just want to get a wee scrap piece of paper here just to take the spongy look off it. Just dauber it very gently. As I say, you could use your blending brushes for this. It's entirely up to you what medium you prefer to use. So by doing it in red, they're maybe giving it like a little poinsettia kind of look to it. That. And then let's see, Meadow. Maybe just going to do it with a mini blending brush. Quite dark. You can see there, I'm just brushing it on. So it's entirely up to you how dark or even if you just want, as I say, wanted to keep it white. And just set that in, or you could nest it even in underneath. So that is pretty much it. You could just add in a couple of little gems and rhinestones just to make your greeting pop a little. So, I think if I was to do this again, I would definitely do it maybe in the vellum and just not colour it at all. Okay, so next thing is, or last thing is really just to go through your rhinestones and gems and see which one you think might look best with it. I'm just going to go with these wonderful gems again. They're in the Cat and Onion catalogue. I'm just going to add a couple. Just like that. Just to make it a little bit more interesting. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm maybe going to add a little bit of this braided linen. Just that little gift tag. I said at the start, the only thing that really limits you is your imagination, because you can add anything to it. And you can kind of expand that out if you want, or you can just leave it the way it is. And I might also do a little bow down here for that little posy of foliage in the bottom corner there. Okay, just fiddle about with your bow until you get it the way you want it. And cut it. And glue dot. Just like that. And that'll tidy all that up as well. If you're just not happy with the way your foliage is sitting, that just kind of tidies it all up. So as you can see, it's very straightforward and very simple with one sheet of A4 DSP. Obviously you're not using your full 12 by 12 sheet, so you do still have some left. If you find your edge is a bit sticky there, you can just run a glue rubber over it, or your embossing buddy. It takes that stickiness away as well. But I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial, and I do hope that I've done Klein Stempelmeise justice. Her original project is really beautiful, and you should really check out some of her projects on Instagram. As I say, I will try and upload it into the comments if I can get my head around it. Technology isn't really my forte, but I will try my best, and I thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully you've enjoyed the tutorial and you've been able to follow along. Any questions, just get in contact, and if you don't have a demonstrator of your own, I'll be very happy to order products that I've used for you, which I will list in the comments. Okay, that's me for now. Take care. Bye bye.